Okay, set my camera. Cool. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, I need to go live over here. Also, go live because I haven't been going live on Instagram very often because it's a ball ache to set up, so I haven't been doing it. But I've done it today. I've really made an effort. Move this. Although I've left my tripod and my microphones in another room, so it's not going as well as I had hoped. I didn't plan this appropriately. Cool. So it's gonna be very quick today. Two reasons. First reason is because I've got a call in 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And second reason is because I can't put much makeup on. I'm not supposed to spray any on. So I just had my eyebrows microbladed yesterday. So I'm not really supposed to be putting any on. But I'm not going to leave the house if I don't. So this is going to be real quick. So as you're hopping on here, guys, especially you lot over here, say hello. Let me know who is popping up, who's watching. And this is going to roll very nicely into the conversation that I'm going to talk about today, which is taking self-responsibility. Yesterday, I went live in the group. So I go live in the group once a week. It used to be 3 times, but there's a reason why we dropped. And this is part of it. We used to go live in the group 3 times a week. And then I used to go live daily on my own page. Be careful here. And the problem was people come into our group. Our group is almost 3,000 members. It fluctuates between 2.5 and 3 because I keep kicking people out. But ultimately, people come into the weight loss group and they want to lose weight, right? That's why they're in the group. They are saying, I want to lose weight. I just need to know X, or I just need Y, or I just need to implement Z, which is great. It's nice that people think that they know what they need to do. But by joining a group doesn't mean that you automatically going to suddenly be able to do this thing, right? So just by joining a group doesn't mean that you're going to get results. Just like joining a coaching program doesn't mean you're just immediately going to get results. So what people tend to do is that they'll come in knowing what they want and then they don't ask for it. So I was going live in the group and Cam very frequently. So we volunteer our time. It is free. We don't get paid for this group. It is a free group. We earn nothing on it. We volunteer our time, which we don't mind doing if people are actually making changes and getting results. The problem occurs when people are turning up to lives. I highly recommend if you're watching, you now put your name underneath or say hello. The problem is when people turn up to lives and don't engage because we don't know whether we're helping you. We don't know whether it's relevant. We don't know whether it's making sense. We don't know whether whether it's helpful, whether we're on the right track. If you say, oh, I need loads of veggie ideas, and then we're talking about meat, well, that's not going to be helpful for you. But unless you tell us, we don't know. And I think it's very easy to say, oh, well, I'm busy with X, Y, or Z. Well, if you're busy, you shouldn't be logging on, watching a live. That's the first thing. Do what you are supposed to be working on. The second thing is if you are that busy, so busy that you can't take a little bit of time to look after your body, your mind, wherever it's going to be, your physical health, mental health, then you can't complain that you're not Iron Man. I keep saying this. I keep saying the same statement. Like if you don't want to lose weight or you don't want to get the job or whatever, if you don't want to change jobs, then don't say that you want to. Like it's absolutely okay to want to stay where you're at. That's your choice. I'm going to screw this up now. Look, bloody hell. This is a bad idea. Need to fix this. So yeah, there comes a point where people are like, oh, I just need accountability. But honestly, is it accountability that you need, or is it self-responsibility? And on that note, I'm just going to get my makeup wipe, and I will continue. Here we go. I'm back. Yeah, so you need to understand which is it. Are you looking for someone to blame or someone to like whip you into shape? And if that is the case, ask yourself why. You can't, just like if, if you've got a job where you've got the flexibility to kind of do what you want when you want, they just need like X amount of work done or whatever project, they're not going to sit by your side and be like, well, this way you need to plan it. Go on to, you're planning whatever you're going to be using, planning software, click open, click start. They're going to be like, here's the project, get it done, right? And so it's your responsibility to get that project done. Just like when you are doing, when you're trying to lose weight, it's your responsibility to take the action. When you've got a coach and they're telling you eat this or don't eat that or wherever, go and exercise this, it's your responsibility to go and do that. It's not responsibility of others. And this is come from like this whole thing has come from like a live yesterday that I was saying that I had done, and people were on. I can literally see names pop up, and I'm like, "Hello, whatever your name is, Sarah or wherever." And I could see that they're watching because you. I don't know if you guys ever go live, but you can literally see who's watching, um, and don't interact. But then I also see them on their personal pages complaining that they're not losing weight. It's like you can't have it both ways. We need to come from a place of putting the responsibility onto other people and put it onto ourselves instead. When people say things like, well, that's potent. When people say, yeah, I'm not motivated, it's like, maybe try changing the words to like, I'm not disciplined, because you can't rely on motivation. So you need to be able to, need to be able to flick between motivation and discipline. When motivation is working, discipline. And that's discipline with like time, that's discipline with your food, discipline with workouts, wherever it can be, with your job. It is discipline that you need. And no form of accountability will give you that discipline. It has to be intrinsic, it has to come from within. And so you need to look at, okay, where did I fail and where did my boss, the pitch, my partner, my coach, wherever it's, where did we let the ball, where did I let the ball slip and where did they let the ball slip? If someone gave you a project and then you never turned it in, maybe it's because the pitch wasn't clear enough. Maybe it was because you just didn't time it well, wherever. Okay, maybe you took on too much. But you have to take the responsibility of actually, yeah, this is my fault. Or, like I say, the pitch was shit. The brief was shit. And so I couldn't understand what needed to be done. In which case, there's also the responsibility of yourself then to say, hey, this isn't really making too much sense. How should I go about it? So, but then it's also the client's, as in like the work client's responsibility to have a clear pitch. So if everybody took self responsibility instead of passing the blame, it would be such a different life. Like your life would be different, your outcomes would be different, your uh, everything would be different. There's nothing that wouldn't be different if you changed the way that you think and you start taking self responsibility instead of blaming other things for accountability. Um, I think we need to start speaking up for ourselves a little bit, and when things aren't going to plan, saying, "Hey," and it's difficult to have that conversation. To be like, "Hey, this is what I need help with. This is where you could help," because we don't like to feel like we need help, right? Like a lot of us like to say, "Yeah, I can do this by myself." Or another thing, we get trapped in the same way of doing things. Cam and I had a discussion literally just this morning about the way that we do certain tasks in the business, and neither of us are perfect, but we're both willing to say, actually, we could do this part better, or let's change this part. And so without that, saying, we could improve, we'll never get to where we want to be. And the same with you guys. So we need to start taking responsibility and being like, actually, we need help here, or we need to stop doing this, or we need to, add in this. We need to be responsible instead of just being like, well, it's whoever's fault is their fault. It's someone else's fault. It's always pointing the finger. And I think today is a really good day to discuss this because in the UK it is the general election, so everyone's going to be really happy voting for hopefully a non-conservative government. We'll see. But again, I say this to people that tell me they're not going to vote. It's like, well, you've got no right to complain then. If you're not going to try and make a change, you can't complain about the outcome. So if you're not voting, you can't complain. You can't complain about immigration. You can't complain about your health, the NHS, housing. You've got no right to complain if you're not going to bother to make a change or to reach out and ask for something. Yesterday, we had our photos back from the photo shoot, and one of the girls in the photo shoot group chat said, "Can you do me first? Can I have my first?" And I said, "Good for you for asking for what you want. There's no harm, is there? No harm in asking for what you want. If it's a no, then it's a no." In fact, it was they're all getting together. But this is the thing: if you don't ask for things by being self-responsible, taking that responsibility, you will never get to where you want to be, never get to what you need, and you won't get the help and support that you want. People, you can suggest things. Like I always ask in the group, "Hey, what do people want us to talk about?" And it's the same people that answer. Ironically, it's those people that also get results, right? So it's the people that are getting involved that get results. Do you have to be their life? That's another thing. Talking about lives and stuff. No, you can catch up. We have like lots of clients who, and not just clients, but people in the group, in the free group, who catch up. In fact, more people catch up than watch live. So it's not about being there live uh, and like, being logged on at a certain time. It's more about taking the information and doing something with it. If you don't have time to watch them, that's fine. But you also have to be like, okay, well, if I haven't got time for this, what have I got time for? And you start to question, okay, do I need a coach to like narrow down the information and give what I need? Do I need meal prep so I don't have to like think about prepping the meal because I haven't got time for that? I just order it online. Like we need to start taking some responsibility, guys, and instead of just being like, oh, I can't do that because that is in the way or whatever. Right? We're all busy, busy people. And the weight loss group is Busy Women's Weight Loss. But being busy is part of life. And so if you're happy with the way that you are, first of all, you shouldn't be in the group. But secondly, life is always going to be busy. So you can't just wait until you're not busy to hit your goal, right? I always use someone that I know as an example who, oh, hi, Grace. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I haven't got my, Instagram in front of me. I know someone that has got a job and they don't love it. They're okay. They're fine with it. They would rather a different job, but they don't want to. They're always making excuses like, oh, uh, I'm renovating my house at the minute. I'll look for a job after that. Or, oh, the kids are like in nursery at the minute. I'm going to wait until they're a bit older and then I'll look for a job. Oh, my partner, my husband's just getting a new job, so I don't want to change mine yet. And so there's always these excuses. And like 10 years later, they're still there in the same job that they don't love. So life will always be busy. You have to make time for your priorities. And someone asked once, like, how do you balance everything? And I said, you can't. If you really want something, you can't have balance. Just like if you've got a job interview, you can't be like, oh, yeah, I'll come out socialize because you have to prioritize the job interview. Hey, Charlene. So that's basically it. You can't have balance if you want serious results in a short amount of time. Okay, what's the saying? You can either have things fast, cheap, or what's the other one? Fast, cheap, or easy. Yeah, fast, cheap, or easy. I think that's the saying. And you can have two out of three of those, but you can't ever have all three. So let's say it's you're looking for a gardener, right? You can either have it done really fast and cheap, but it'll be a shit job, or maybe it's quality then, or you can have someone with high quality that is cheap, but it'll take ages, or you'll have someone that is expensive, but they'll do it within a short amount of time and they'll do a good job. So yes, well, it's fast, cheap, or well. They're the things, they're the three options, two of which you can have. So the same with everything, right? A car, you can have it cheap, yeah, but does it last long? No. Um, and can you get it quickly? Possibly not. So choose two out of those three things that you want in your life. Do you want a quick weight loss plan, for example, that is cheap? Or do you want to pay more and not pay twice, pay more and get it, individually tailored to you so that you can get it done well, and you can get it done quick-ish, depending on what it is, obviously. Morning, Julie. Shmai. What that? But yeah, that is basically it. I'm going to head off because I've got this call. So how can you take responsibility today? Write in the comments. How can you take self-responsibility today instead of pointing the finger and telling someone else that they need to change so you can achieve what you want? See you soon and have a great day.